to do an official welcome to our media, our industry friends who are here. How many of you are actually running the marathon on Monday? Hands up. All right, give them a round of applause. Months of training, right? For some of you, maybe a good whole year of training, but you're going to be here. And we also want to just have a special welcome to the students from the John O'Brien School of Math and Science from Roxbury. These guys are AP statistics students in high school, plus their middle school are Boston City champs for cross country. Round of applause. So this afternoon, we're going to take a journey back to school days to a class many of us may have taken, some of us may have flunked. I'm one of those. And that is statistics. But if we at that time, or I should say, had a professor named Jared Ward, I probably would have got an A+ and also run faster marathon times at the same time. What we're going to do in the next hour or so, half hour, in our presentation, we're going to hear from Jared. Jared will be making a special presentation to our students who are here today. We'll have audience Q&A. The reception will continue in the bar area. We'll have time for any media who is here for one-on-ones. And of course, autographs and pictures, which will be done up here. Jared is open to any of those, so that is wonderful. At this time, I'd like to introduce the president of Saucony, Patrick O'Malley.
Thank you, Sherry. Hey, thank you all for coming out. I know for you that are running the race this weekend, you have a lot of options and a lot of things to do, and to come and spend an hour with us, we really appreciate it. And first of all, we wish you best of luck this weekend. You know, Boston Marathon, for us, it's in our backyard. It's kind of like Christmas for us, you know. We have about 75 employees that are going to be running the 5K tomorrow morning. We have one great story where one of our employees 9 months ago had never run a race. He signed up for it and he's lost 100 pounds and he's running his first race. And you know, that's what the great thing is about running. We get to be a part of so many different people's journeys, you know. And the thing that you're going to see today from Jared is something that he's going to use at the front of the pack, and this is information that can be used for people that are going to be finishing an hour, 2 hours after him. And again, that's the great thing, to be able to run with an Olympian like Jared in the same event is what makes running so special and what makes the Boston Marathon so special. You're going to get some great information today, and that's really exciting. We're excited that Jared's going to share it with you. But more importantly, what I'm excited about for you is that you're going to get to know Jared. And by the time this is over, I guarantee you that you will be rooting for him to win the marathon, because he's a special individual, and he represents our brand so well, and we're so proud to have him as part of our family. So enjoy the next 20 minutes or so, and I think you're going to have some really good information. So thanks for coming, and I'm going to hand it back to Sharon.
Okay. Any of you still want to move up? Come on, get up on a little closer. There's plenty of room up here if you feel cramped back there. All right. So, Jared Ward, 2016 U.S. Olympian, 2017 Boston Marathon elite competitor and Saucony athlete, finished third at the 2016 U.S. Olympic Marathon Trials, securing a berth at the 2016 U.S. Olympic team. At the Olympics in Rio, Jared finished in 6th place, running his personal best time of 2:11:30, less than a minute and a half out of the medals. In 2015, Jared finished the year as the #1 ranked runner on the USATF running circuit by winning the U.S. National Championships in the marathon, so he was U.S. National Marathon Champ, 25K and 20K. Jared ran for Brigham Young University, where he was a 4-time All-American. 4? 5? 6? He earned his master's degree there in statistics, there at BYU, with a thesis titled Optimal Pace Strategy in a Marathon. Professor Ward now teaches statistics at BYU for a few classes there. Now on Monday, Jared is making his Boston Marathon debut. We all know it is the supreme test for him. It will be for his body and his beautiful mind of running. Jared Ward. Did she make it here?
I don't see her out there.
His
but
wife Erica and 3 kids are traveling along with you.
Yes.
Yes.
They went to Children's Museum today, and so they may have just decided to keep having fun.
Right. You won't even see them later, so you're on your own. So we're going to do 3 questions before Jared gets into his thesis presentation. And one of those is, we know Jared as an Olympian, as a professor, but there's one thing many of us may not know. Before you wore the red, white, and blue Olympic uniform for Team USA, you also wore a red, white, and blue Eagle Scout badge on your Scout uniform. So 3 things: professor, or I should say Olympian, professor, Eagle Scout. What is one thing you learned from each of those experiences?
Those are 3 parts of my life that have taught me a lot, actually. We got a chance to talk a little bit earlier. As an Eagle Scout, any Scouts in here? Scouts?
Oh.
Yeah, nice. As an Eagle Scout, the motto is be prepared, and I think that was a huge thing that I learned in scouting. We go on tons of camp outs, and for a 12-year-old, you know, the first camp out you go on, you think, okay, I need my red vines, and I guess I need a sleeping bag, and then you go, right? That's all you need. And then you learn that there's some other things you can pack that will make your experience more comfortable, and then, you know, and more stuff that you need when you're on those backpacking trips. And so I think the learning to be prepared helped me in terms of how I look at the marathon, because I don't show up on race day and expect magic to happen without preparation that went in. And I learned that for success in hard things, that you need to put in the effort. And I was grateful to have good scout leaders that helped me learn that.
Yeah.
Be prepared.
And I remember you saying that scouting taught you to do things that are hard.
Yeah.
That you once had to stand underneath a waterfall, an ice cold waterfall, for an extended period of time in Scouts. So it taught you
It's
that.
fun.
So, it's working on our mic. All right, so as they're getting ready for that, many of us watched you, Jared, crossing the finish line at the Olympic trials, knowing you had made the Olympic team. It was a hot day. Meb was waiting there. We saw Meb waiting for you there.
Yeah.
You came in. How epic did that feel, knowing you had made the team?
Well, first of all, that's such a classic Ned, right?
Yeah.
To be right there with big wide arms to greet me. My wife was actually having trouble getting through to the finish line. She wasn't staged back there just in case I made it. And so she was trying to talk a security guard into letting her through, and eventually they let her through and she got back there. That was one of the first, so Meb at the finish line was a special feeling, and then meeting my wife and giving her a hug with her just saying, you did it, was very special. Does that bring it up a little? Should be on? Okay. So grateful for that, and that would be my takeaway from the Olympic trials. Was about 3 miles before the finish, this press truck drove past me, and I remember looking into the camera lens on this truck, and for a second I saw everybody watching me at home that had sacrificed for my performance that day at the Olympic trials, and that included, you know, junior high and high school coaches and trainers and massage therapists and teammates and training partners and my wife and my parents and my kids, and you know, the list I saw, this just flashed through my head really fast, and it was, you know, 2 or 3 miles to go in a marathon, you're feeling pretty flat, and at the Olympic trials I had lost maybe 15 pounds in sweat, you know, it was just
in that one race.
Yeah, it was unreal, and so I wasn't feeling great, I wasn't thinking straight either. But one step in front of the other, I kept wondering if I was going to make it. And I heard Boz's voice at one point. This is our Saucony rep here. And I was thinking about Boz, and I was thinking about, you know, my family at home. And then when this press truck went past me and I saw everyone watching, it dawned on me that it wasn't my race to win or to lose or to give up or anything, right? I could, you know, as I'm wondering if I could make it to the finish line, wondering if you could do it, right? Am I tough enough to make it? And then after I had that thought, I realized that it's not, I didn't feel like it was just my race, it was their race too. And that gave me the motivation and the resolution to say, I'm either going to make it or I'm going to fall over trying to make it. Because these people have invested in me. My high school coach was out there with me every day when I was a 23-minute 5K athlete. And he was still giving me his attention and investing in me and sacrificing his life, and many others that it was his race too. And so that was a huge takeaway and a big motivator going into Rio as well, to do it for the people that had invested in me in a very real way.
Right.
Not just like, I'm doing this for you, Mom, but
right.
My mom sacrificed so that this could be possible, so I'm going to do it for her,
That's quite a beautiful way of looking at that. And that was that moment of seeing that television camera or the viewers at home were seeing really got you through those last miles. So you got to Rio. What was that like when you were running that marathon? Here you are now, an Olympian at an Olympics. Tell us about that.
My first realization was that I was in a pack running 5-minute miles, and there were 50 guys in this pack. And I've never run that fast with so many bodies right around me. You go around a corner and it bungees out like 10 yards, and then it bungees back, and we stayed 5 or 6 wide for so long. And that was cool. It's cool to just be running with the world's best. Something that I learned through the experience, though, and that I was grateful to learn, was a feeling of belonging there after the race. It was something that was captured in the video a little bit. But I went to Rio feeling grateful to be there, and I left Rio feeling like I belonged there and belonged in that race.
You deserved it. Yes.
Yeah, and some of the media after made fun of me for being the most excited 6th place finisher they had ever seen. I guess there's not a lot of excited 6th place finishers at the Olympics, but I was excited, and I felt like for me that was an accomplishment to validate that I can run with those guys, and it changes the approach coming into races like this. Before it was I'd get up on the line and I'd be thinking about my time trial coming up and wondering where that was going to finish me at the finish line. And now I get on the line and I look at the other runners, and I'm excited about the race that's going to get me to the finish line, and that's exciting.
You belong there.
Yeah, and I'm going to
belong there. So you've done the Boston course twice, backward and forwards. Thoughts on Monday? What's your thoughts?
I'm really excited for the opportunity. I think there's a lot of energy from what I hear out there on the course. There's an incredible field this year. I'm grateful that they've assembled such a quality field. Really gives me an opportunity to stretch myself too. But I like the rolling hills.
Yeah.
I was going over the Newton Hills and up Heartbreak Hill, and I love that there's a hill and then kind of like a flat, a little bit of downhill and a hill, and I think that bodes well for the patient and aware runner. You get to the top of a hill and sometimes you think, oh, I'm tired, and it takes a little while before your stride comes back. If you can assertively make a decision and you're aware that you've crested the hill, now it's time to run faster, I think things like that in a rolling hill course can benefit an aware runner. And so I'm excited for the course. I love